welcome to a week in my life. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I am on call and working this weekend, so I thought that it'd be fun to take you guys along with me through a realistic week in my life as a pediatric clinical dietitian. Mondays tend to be my busiest day because I cover the inpatient GI floor as well as the intestinal rehab patients throughout the hospital. So my Monday looks like getting into the office around 8 a.m., reviewing patient charts and TPN orders before rounding with the GI team at 9:30. Most of the time we table round, but this can still take up the entire morning since service is usually full and very busy. Then at around 12 p.m. I'll go back to the office and eat a quick lunch and do some more pre-charting if needed before I round with the intestinal rehab team at 1 p.m. These rounds are just once or twice a week and kind of depend on how many patients are admitted, so sometimes this can last until 2:30 or 3 p.m. But we do walk around so I get to see the patients with the team, and I will typically try to massage my schedule so that the reassessments for the shortcut patients are due on Mondays and the other assessments can be done on the other days. So I have arrived at work, so now it's time to tackle the day. After a long day at work, the drive home typically takes closer to 45 to 60 minutes, and whoever's home first usually starts on dinner. Lately, Steven's been coming home later, so I am now head chef, and when I'm head chef, that means that we are doing more convenience food because I'm hungry by the time I get home and cannot be bothered to take an hour to make a meal. But after dinner, I usually try to get some editing done because the grind never stops, and I wouldn't be able to publish a new video every week if I didn't work after work. In order to make it into work on time, I get up around 5:15, and I like to try and fit some kind of movement or workout and quick shower in the morning. And in an ideal world, I would also have some time in the morning to read while I eat my breakfast. So most days now, I like to get in before 8. So in order to get in on time, I try to leave by like 7:15 in the morning. Because in the morning, if I can leave around then, it'll take around 30 to 40-ish minutes to get in. If I leave any later, there tends to be more traffic, especially during like school time. So I try and leave early, but I'm not always able to. So in the morning, basically, when I get in, I have about an hour and a half to do a lot of like my pre-charting and everything. I try to prioritize my TPN patients first. I look through their TPN and labs, what their stool output's been, what the weight trend has been, and I see if we need to make any changes. I move on to like whatever other patients that I'm seeing that day. So for the patients that are like less complicated and not on TPN, I feel like I can usually get a pretty good sense of what their nutrition status is just by the discussion during rounds. So I also use that time to like really pay attention and kind of formulate a plan based on what's going on, what I'm hearing, and that can also like guide me in what my discussion is with parents whenever I go see them like on my own. Usually rounds last until like around noonish. In the afternoon is when I'll go back to the main hospital and see patients on my own, and then maybe touch base again with the team with my recommendations and all that stuff. It is 5:45 right now. Today was a super hectic day. It is not usually like this. Service was so busy that we had to transfer kids off of our service to other services because we were at like literally maxed out on the number of patients that we could have. And it has not been this busy in a while, and I have not had to like stay this late in a while. Today was a very, very unusual day. I don't feel like I saw an unusual number of patients, but I was like waiting for a patient to come because I knew that they were going to get admitted and that I needed to see them today. And then there was just a bunch of like weird things that came in like later in the day that I had to deal with that I was not expecting when I was planning my day this morning, because like this whole morning I did not feel like I was any busier than usual. It just like the afternoon hit and it was like everything just really exploded. So yeah, now my drive home is going to be like an hour because it is peak rush hour traffic right now. But you know, that's okay. I don't stay late every day. Most days I can get out around 4 or 4:30. Today was just a very unusual day, and I hope that this trend does not continue for the rest of the week because yesterday was pretty busy too. as you can see, I am not at work today. Today is actually my day off. Since I work the weekend, I take one day off this week and then one day off next week so that I'm not working more than 40 hours a week. And I only work 4 weekends a year, so it's pretty infrequent enough to where I actually like kind of enjoy them. I feel like it's just like a random day in the week to get all of my errands or like whatever work that I need to get done. And Steven is usually at work, so that means that I just really get uninterrupted time to myself. And so that's really nice sometimes. I typically like taking Wednesdays off because that is the least busy for me personally, like in my service area. A lot of my reassessments I have scheduled for like Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday because I have to see them pretty frequently. So then Wednesday ends up being this odd day out where like I don't really have as many patients. So it works out for me because that means my covering buddy doesn't have to worry so much about like seeing a ton of extra patients, because when someone is covering for me, they usually keep their service area. So it's an additional workload on top of theirs. And I feel like my buddy does this for me. Like she sees patients ahead. And so I like to return the favor as I'm able to. So I feel like Wednesdays kind of work out the best, but there are certain instances where I'll take Fridays off just like that I can have like a 3-day weekend like next weekend.
On the agenda for today, I have a couple of things to do, including some editing and planning for some videos. And I also have to pay a toll bill that I got in the mail from when I first got my car. And then later this afternoon, I did schedule a hair appointment, so that'll be the little bit of self-care that I planned for myself on my day off.
So I'm currently watching the K-drama Good Partner, which is about a divorce lawyer who finds out that her husband is cheating on her with her secretary. So far it's been really good. The main actress Chung Nara, I feel like, is just really good at these like K-dramas with some sort of revenge aspect to it. I feel like she does a lot of these kinds of K-dramas. I'm on episode 6 right now and I'm just gonna watch while I eat lunch. Today I'm having a tuna salad sandwich, but I just need a little bit of a break before diving into some more work. Alright, so I know it looks like I haven't left all day today, but I swear I just went and got my hair done. The lady that was cutting my hair today just like went really fast. I didn't have any time to like take a picture or video or anything. And the salon I go to also gives you like a drink and like snacks and stuff like that. And I didn't really even touch any of it because, well, first of all, they put the like cloth cape thing over you so that like hair doesn't get all over you. And then she was just like cutting my hair and styling the entire time, and I felt weird like reaching my hand out underneath to grab it. So I just didn't really even touch my snacks or my drink, and I was really thirsty too. I got a trim and also curtain bangs. I initially told her like 1 or 2 inches off. I feel like it's a little bit closer to like 3 inches off. I don't know why, but I feel like every time I get my hair cut, it ends up at this length for whatever reason, no matter how much I tell them to like cut off. But it's fine. Photo shoot's not for a couple more months, so hopefully my hair will grow out by then. And I do like that she kind of cut off the more like uneven bits, ones that were like a lot lighter colors, so my hair just looks a bit darker now, which is fine. I was planning on maybe dyeing my hair dark again before the Korea trip, but I feel like at least on camera this looks pretty dark and I would be happy with it for the photo shoot. It's kind of more of like a brown color now, which I'm really not mad about. So the curtain bangs though, I was not sure about at all when I was like in there, because at first when she like blew them out, it looked like I had a triangle head. I just have a very prominent like jaw, what is this called? Like this jawbone right here is just very prominent in my face. It looked like I just like it was like this, and this was sticking out, and so I was like, I don't know, but I think now that it's fallen a little bit, it looks okay. Maybe I'm just not suitable for curtain bangs. Overall, I think it went well. I just wasn't expecting it to be this fast. It is almost 5 p.m. also, which means that I am on call. I unfortunately am on call today because I had put a different off day originally, and then I changed it to today, and we had already set the on-call day schedule, so I didn't bother to like ask my weekend partner to change it, so I was stuck with today, which is like fine. I just don't typically like putting my call days on days that I'm off because I really don't want to think about work on my day off potentially if I get a page at night, but it's fine. We'll see how tonight goes. I don't want to say anything and jinx myself, but keeping my fingers crossed, hoping that I get a good night's sleep. I'll leave it at that. Alright, so we made it to work today. I actually didn't get any pages last night, so that was great. I slept okay. I went to bed really late because I think I was still very jittery from the coffee that I had yesterday morning. Beans that Steven got, I think, were just like really strong, and so I was just like wired the entire day. But I'm on call again tonight, so we'll see how that goes. But I always feel like the day after a day off is like weird. It's like gonna do Monday again because I'm like, oh, I have to get to know potentially new patients that came in yesterday that I didn't know of before. So I am excited that it is finally Friday, but that means that I'm still working the next 7 days because my next off day is next Friday. It's kind of like Labor Day weekend and Steven's birthday weekend, so I just wanted to take the Friday off and we're gonna go down to Austin. Last night didn't get any pages again, so it was a good night. I again stayed up super late, obviously like doing things that I didn't need to be doing, but we did book a flight to Japan next year using some points. Obviously, whenever I can use points, I get really excited.
After work on Fridays, Steven and I usually go out to eat, and then we will go and do our weekly grocery shopping. We just find that the grocery stores are usually less crowded on Friday nights for obvious reasons, but we also just really like doing this weekly ritual, and we've been doing it for like the last 2 years.
On the weekends, I can usually get away with waking up at around 6 a.m. instead of like closer to 5 because I don't work out on the weekends, and also there's no traffic on the weekend. The commute is a lot shorter than it normally is, and I try to aim to get into work at between like 8 and 8:30. For me, my mindset for the weekends is like I just want to like get in and get out, so I just want to finish all the work and then get out as soon as possible. Obviously, we usually stay until like about 1 or 2 p.m. for any like questions or pages regarding like TPNs or anything like that, because TPN is due at 2 p.m. We have to submit the orders so that they can be made for the evening. That's usually our workflow for the weekend. Just split up all the patients that need to be seen and we do them. We don't get arounds or anything. Depending on the workload, the weekend can be really good or really bad. Some weekends it feels like there are a lot more patients that need to be seen than other weekends. So hopefully this weekend is one of the ones that is not as bad. I am working with my new clinical manager. It's like her last weekend that she's working, but hopefully with the two of us, it'll be pretty quick and easy because I feel like we're both pretty efficient with seeing patients and everything. So I feel like we will be able to finish relatively quickly unless we are just like absolutely slammed with work, which I hope we're not. So we finished at an okay time today. This is like pretty like standard for like a weekend. It was pretty busy. I definitely think there are a lot of things that were like really annoying and like took a lot of time. I probably could have finished a little bit earlier, but I am on call today. I just received a page. Oh my goodness. I was about to say that I feel like I always receive a page whenever I'm on my way home. That has never failed me. That like assumption that I'm gonna get paged at some point on my way home without fail has always happened. And then I also saw that I just got like an epic message from one of the providers, probably about a kid that I saw today. Don't want to check anything while I'm driving, so they're just gonna wait. We technically have, I think, an hour to respond to pages. It used to be like, I think 10 minutes, but we've like since changed that. There really isn't anything that's a nutrition emergency, so I will respond to the pages and the epic messages when I get home. I am starving. Usually whenever I work on the weekends, I just don't eat because I assume that we're gonna get out like relatively early and I can just eat after. And also I'm just so busy that I end up just like forgetting to eat also. I did bring like snacks and things like that, but I just like really didn't have time today. So earlier today I had tteokbokki after I got back and finished returning that page, and now it is close to 6 and time for dinner, so we just got some like takeout. So we got some naan and also these boxes. So it's like an Indian burrito, so it's like curry inside, and then a samosa and some, oh you can't see it, and a samosa and some Indian cookies. And this is gonna be dinner for tonight. I'm always too lazy to cook on the weekends, and especially whenever I have work. I did just get a page. I was kind of mad about it at first, but basically this kid got a formula that we don't have at the hospital and paged me asking what to do. Luckily they have enough for tonight, so it's more of a tomorrow problem because I literally can't do anything right now since I'm A, not at the hospital to potentially deliver samples if we have any, and B, it is too late to order formula to be shipped overnight for tomorrow, and C, Formula Lab isn't even answering my calls anyways, so really nothing I can do. And I'm also not gonna call mom to talk about substitutions at the moment. I feel like that's a tomorrow problem. Like that's definitely something that can be handled during the day. So. Let's do it again. Today we finished at about 2:20, 2:30ish. It was a bit more of a busier day, but I feel like things weren't taking quite as long as it was yesterday. So got home, took a shower. It's like an awkward time, mid-afternoon right now. I'm just gonna have a snack because again, I didn't eat. So I'm having some beans and queso that's like left over. And this is also left over from yesterday. It's just like some naan. So I'm just gonna have this and chill for a second. We'll eat dinner in a couple of hours. Chipotle for dinner. It is covered by a bunch of lettuce and my guac, so you can't see what's underneath. But I got the sofritas and some beans and corn. So this is dinner.